head to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone.
It's a Super Sunday in the Sal's NBL with a huge doubleheader on Sky Sport as the pressure mounts on the Bulls and the Saints tonight. It may just separate the contenders from the pretenders. Welcome to the Stockyard. Great to have you with us. Round 8 in the Sal's NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Justin Nelson and Brooke Rusco with you, and it is mounting the pressure. I love it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But when was the last time you used the word pretenders with the Wellington Saints? It's an interesting time for the Sal's NBL, but it makes it dynamic, but also two very desperate teams here at this point of the season, looking to go toe-to-toe with dynamite players with Xavier Cooks and Corey Webster right here tonight.
I should have said superhuman Brooke Rusco sitting beside me as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Let's have a look at the ladder at the moment in the Sal's NBL. Of course, the Sharks and the Jets to play a little bit later today. Big doubleheader on Sky Sport 2. Sit back, strap yourself in and enjoy it. But look at the Saints and look at the Bulls. That's how important this one is today. And importantly, next week, they play each other again in the Capital.
Yeah, both teams want to win both of these, but Corey Webster going back to the Capital, also playing one of his old teams. He's someone that the Saints have to look out for tonight, and defensively, they have struggled all year long. So the side of Corey Webster is a worrying side if I'm Guy Malloy.
And look at that, second, third, fourth, Hawks, Nuggets, Giants, all winners in round 8. Games coming up, believe it or not, we start looking forward towards round 9, and the action keeps coming thick and fast. Nuggets and Rams. Rams lost to the Jets yesterday. Nuggets in a bit of form. Trey Boyd, a new in for them. Keep an eye on Trey Boyd. Tuatara have lost 3 in a row. They take on the Giants next Friday.
Yeah, and the Tuatara have lost 3 in a row, which is terrible at any point of the season. But I think even a bigger loss than those 3 games is they just lost their superstar, Chris Johnson, who's gone back to America. So they need to get back into a winning form if they want to contend at the end of the year.
Saints had a loss to the Giants on Friday night by 3. Let's look at the starters for this one against the Bulls this afternoon. It's pretty settled now. Mike Smith, Jordan Nartai, Dane Samuel, Tom Vidanovic, and of course Xavier Cooks. But the pressure is mounting on the reigning champs. Let's catch up with Coach Guy Malloy. Coach, no rest for the wicket in the Sal's NBL this season. Another huge double for the Saints. Off a loss Friday. Really important game against the Bulls today.
Yeah, we're really desperate for the win. Look, I thought we played quite well on Friday night and probably let it go in the last 3 minutes with some poor defence. And you know, the team itself was really disappointed by that. We need to back it up well and make amends today.
Corey Webster for the Bulls, he's one to stop, and they've got another new import that hits the floor for the first time, Giddy Potts.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about Giddy other than obviously Middle Tennessee State had a pretty good college career as a 40% three-point shooter, so we expect he can do some damage out there. Taking care of Corey's a difficult thing. Leon, they've got some shooters. We just got to flat out play better defense for an entire game than what we've been doing.
Hey, it's a big game. Best of luck out there.
Thank you.
Well, Brooke, a huge barometer for the Saints is Tom Vidanovic, 30 points against the Giants on Friday night, including 6 triples and 9 rebounds. He's a player that we need to keep an eye out for today. So important to this Saints lineup.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's the heart and the hustle, and he's also got that mongrel about him. I played with him last year, and he doesn't take a backward step, and they're at that point right now, as we just talked about, desperation for the Wellington Saints, so he'll be looking to lead this team from the front. Let's
have a look at the Bulls starters, and there's been some changes. Of course, Jaden Bazant is away with the 3x3 Tall Blacks. Denham Brook is still out injured. Kane Bennett-Kyle comes back into the team, but there's also a new import, Giddy Potts, wearing number 20 for the Bulls.
Yeah, we don't know too much about him. What I do know is he was listed at 6'3". I can tell you this right now, Justin, he is not 6'3", but he does look like he's got grown man strength. He looks extremely athletic, and he's shooting the ball well in warm-up. So I'm excited to see how he goes with the backcourt alongside, as we've talked about, Corey Webster.
Well, let's catch up with Coach Morgan Maskell and hear his thoughts ahead of today's big game. Hey, Coach, the Bulls have found a little bit of form. It's a hot race this season in the Sal's NBL. The Saints are never easy, and they're going to be red hot and on fire today. They need this win.
Yeah, I mean, a wounded animal can be at its most dangerous, you know, so this Saints team is the most talented team in the league. So we cannot and will not take them lightly today.
Tell us a little bit about Giddy Potts.
Yeah, Giddy, we found him on the import market after the New Zealand 3-on-3 team selected Jaden Bazant, and Denham Brook has fractured his hand, so really good guy, really good character, came with great character reviews, and that was number one for us. Hungry competitor, defender, and I'm hoping we'll see him shoot the ball a little bit today.
Good news for the Bulls fans, Kane Bennett-Cole back.
Yeah, so with Jaden Bazan and Denham out, it's good to have Kane and Giddy join the lineup, so hopefully we don't lose anything. Kane's a great player and a great shooter, so excited to reinsert him into the lineup again.
It's going to be a great game. A lot of people looking forward to this one. Best of luck out there.
Thank you very much.
Well, Brooke, 2 wins on the road for the Bulls last week. There was the addition, of course, of Corey Webster, already the second top scorer in the competition at just under 28 points a game. How important is this man to this game today?
Oh, he's a legitimate superstar. I would say there's maybe 4 or 5 legit superstars in this league, and he is one of them. And one thing about Corey Webster is he knows how to put the ball in the bucket like few other. And we've also talked about this during the course of the season so far. At points of a ball game, you need someone you can just give the ball to and say, hey, go get us a bucket. And he is definitely one of them. And he used to play for the Wellington Saints as well. So there's always that added little, haha, here we go. So he's going to be a big part of this game.
By the way, he threw 15 assists last week as well across those 2 games. Head-to-head, now this is a really important one for today because we're talking about a very high-scoring team in the Saints against a very good defensive team in the Bulls. By contrast, they are polar opposites.
By contrast, we should have ourselves a ball game as well.
Yep.
I think the points for will continue to go for the Bulls, as we've just talked about. Corey Webster has come back into their team. But on the other side of the ball game, it just has to be defense, 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 defense for the Wellington Saints. And as they make their way onto the court, you've got the likes of Jordan Artai, Tom Vodanovic, Xavier Cooks. This team is good on paper defensively. They just have to do it on the floor.
And as we saw there by the head-to-head, if this one does come down to the Racine line, get on the Saints, because not a strong point for the Bulls this season. The officials for this one, and it is a huge showdown in the context of the season. Matthew Bathurst, Taylor Amundsen and Mikey Graham with the whistles. Doubleheader, Sky Sport, Sunday. Sit back, strap yourselves in. Looking forward to this. Bulls and Saints now, and then a little bit later on, Mulls and Casey, the Sharks and the Jets have taken flight.
They have taken flight, all right. At one point against the Canterbury Rams the other night, they were up by 20 points. They've just come into their own. They're finding some form, and as the boys make their way out onto the court and the fans stand up around the stadium here, we've got ourselves a ball game.
Dare I ask, a Brooke Rusco tip for this one?
I say Corey Webster goes for 35 plus, but the Saints get this one.
Oh, okay, mark that down. When these two teams met here last season, by the way, the Saints got home by 60.
I do remember that game.
And they hit a league record and equal, I believe, NBA record, 29 three-pointers.
And Corey Webster wasn't on that team.
He wasn't. Have a guess who scored the most three-pointers for the Saints that day?
I'm going to go with Leon Henry because I know he's out there.
He hit 7 of them.
There you go.
And now he's up against the Saints.
Well, they're going to need another 7 from him from the Franklin Bulls tonight if they're going to get this one.
Looking forward to this. There's a real hush over the stockyard. It's not often you hear the stockyard this quiet.
We've been yelling at each other for the last 30 minutes. It's been so loud in here, and now I just feel like I don't know what to do.
It is quite incredible. While we've got the chance, results so far in round 8. Nuggets got the Tuatara by 4. Giants over the Saints by 3. Jets down in Canterbury got the Rams by 14. The Hawks last night, really impressive. Love that game. They got up by 11 over the Airs.
And that was a big win too because the Airs are playing so well at the moment, man. Hilliard down there has just changed the dynamic of their team down there. They had a few wins on the road, but their Hawks team putting 100 points on the scoreboard last night was a big win for them. And that Tuatara team losing a few in a row now.
Can I give you a name from that game last night?
Absolutely.
Hiram Harris.
Hiram Harris is good. We've worked that out. Hiram Harris is good at basketball.
He played very well last night. While we're waiting, by the way, and speaking of good things basketball, you just went through 24 hours late in the week, 24 hours of free throws. Yeah,
we did something pretty cool at my place of work. I work at my FM, and we wanted to do something for a charity. We thought that Youthline would be a great organization to partner with, and we just didn't really know what to do. And we thought, you know what, let's shoot free throws for 24 hours. I don't know how we ended up there, but I shot free throws for 24 hours. And
how are the arms?
Oh,
the arms are. Look at this.
It's not good, mate. I've been better, but we managed to raise what we'll get over $80,000.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, $80,000.
Well
Thank you very much.
You and the team. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's all still settling in. I went to the Blues game last night and had a few people pop up to me and just say how massive it was, and that's when it kind of really sunk in. So It's still, I'm still catching up on some rest, but we're very proud of what we did.
Here we go, finally underway, everything in order. We've got a start. It's the Bulls and the Saints, and maybe final 6 implications here. Pretenders, contenders, what are we going to get? Here's Corey Webster. What a start he had last week. Leon Henry loves these rings. Doesn't drop the first. Tom Vodanovic, rebound number 1 of the game for big Tommy V. And now the Saints get an early look back the other way.
And Saints have such a big lineup. They switched everything there on Corey Webster, which is interesting. He's a man you don't want to lose any sight of.
6 triples. Woo! Friday night, triple number 1 for Tom Vodanovic this afternoon.
And he's shooting the ball with absolute confidence. And so he should. He's put a lot of time in lately.
Rossetto ran into the brick wall of Vodanovic, bounced off, and somehow put it in.
Great find from Corey Webster.
Early going, a basket each. Here's Darnay Samuel. He'll want to get going early. Hard to the basket. Darnay off the glass and the whistle off to the Rosine line.
And Corey Webster's just saying, call it at the other end. Thought it was a foul as Anzac Rossetto made it down the lane on the last play, and Darnay Samuel does something very similar.
58 seconds for Corey to have a chat to the referees.
And they've got him running the point tonight, which is interesting. Obviously, no Jaden Bazan. I thought Giddy Potts might run the point, but he might just be finding his flow and learning the plays. And also, if you're the Bulls, it's great to have Corey Webster with the ball in his hand.
Samuel converts from the Rosine line. Here is Corey Webster firing early there over the top of Samuel. Loose ball. It'll be a Saints possession. Going back to Darnay Samuel on that last basket. Hard, aggressive. No doubt that's something that the Saints coaching fraternity would have wanted to see first up.
Oh, absolutely. And for him, it's just great to see the ball go in.
Vodanovic gets Henry off the ground, and a second time foul falls down, and Xavier Cooks will now go to the line himself for a couple of early looks.
I think Tommy had one on the rim there. Nice unselfish play, and you've got someone like Xavier Cooks who you always want to find the ball in his hand, but Tommy coming off 30 points and he's already had a 3. So nice to get on the rim and throw that one down.
Saints out by 4 early. Here's Xavier Cooks. Had a handy 24 and 24 in the Capital last week.
He's good, this guy. He is so good at basketball. And I just hope that if you get the chance to see him when he's not in Wellington and he's out in your city, you get the chance, because one day I think he's still going to be in the NBA.
Well, he's just signed a fresh 3-year contract.
Did see that.
In the Aussie NBL with the Sydney Kings. Of course, just won a championship with them. Here's a couple of the imports going toe-to-toe. Mike Smith and Giddy Potts with his first touch in the Cells NBL. Corey Webster right there with him. Natai, now they switch it. Leon Henry back out to Davison. Now they've got a chance off the wing. Giddy Potts, his opening shot in New Zealand, comes up short. But they may get it back. The Bulls, in fact, it's going to be a Saints ball.
Good rotation there from the Saints. They're switching everything. Good rotation, good closeout.
Always interesting to see fresh imports in their first game. Of course, the Saints have a new import as well in Walker Miller. We only saw him for 2 minutes against the Giants.
But he's coming from us.
Oh, Tommy Vodanovic, if you don't mind.
Well, we saw him for more than 2 minutes the other night, and he was great. But he is coming from North Carolina, a storied franchise and a storied college in America. Obviously, Michael Jordan went there as well, so.
Leon Henry up strong on Darnay Samuel for an early basket of the Bulls skipper. Keep an eye on Tom Vodanovic here. Great start tonight. Xavier Cooks twisting and turning, gets the roll.
He just makes it look so easy. It's effortless. One thing I've noticed about Xavier Cooks is if he goes and he puts his head down and doesn't allow the defense to set up, he makes it extremely tough. One-on-one, he is a mismatch for pretty much everyone in this league. And in the first 2.5 minutes, he's proven why.
13.5 rebounds a game, just under 4 offensive rebounds, and going at just under 5 second chance points. I mean, in terms of offensive rebounds and second chance points, he's leading the league.
Yeah, he's good.
Great start by the Saints this afternoon. Plenty of fans sitting at home on Sky Sport watching this one. Their beloved Saints. That one knocked away. Well done, Xavier Cooks. Nothing wrong with slapping it away off the ring. Excellent work. I know the Bulls were jumping up and down. Not the players, though. They knew what was going on. Here's Nartai, deep 2. Short on the iron. And it's a 9-point lead to the Saints, early going. Hot pass inside from Potts to Anzac Rossetto. Straight through the breadbasket in the end.
Great vision though, great look, great pass.
Oh, look out. Not on this occasion for Tommy V. Potts starting to get a little bit of the ball. Brooke going toe-to-toe here with Mike Smith and puts it in. First points in the Sal's NBL for Giddy Brooks, the man from Alabama.
He's got a great name. I love the name Giddy Brooks, but his body structure, that looks like that's how he's going to play. He's going to get into the paint, find some mismatches, and then find you if you don't double team.
Corner ball, there he is again. What a hot start, Tommy Vidanovic.
That's 3 threes.
3 threes.
In 3 minutes.
For Tommy V. Webster, hard, and a great finish for the Bulls number 9. That's just pure class.
He made that look easy. There's very few players that would actually do that. Find the rhythm, come into a 2-foot jump stop, let Dane fly past and finish on the rim.
Xavier Cooks wanted the foul. Here's Isaac Davidson back the other way. Leaves it behind for the waiting Anzac Rossetto, and he scores.
And this is where Xavier Cooks is tough.
Here is Cooks. Smith. We know what he can do once he gets going. Hard to the basket. He cops some contact. And Mike Smith is off to the coloured stripe. Foul is on Giddy Potts. Just on Giddy Potts. Back in 2019, played 6 games at the NBA Summer League with the Toronto Raptors.
Yep, if
There you
you're
go.
doing anything with any NBA team, you're going to be good in this league.
He's just come to New Zealand from Mantova in Italy, Serie A
Ooh.
level 2.
Buongiorno. It's a long way from Italy.
What's your
Long way.
What's your favourite Italian food, Brooke?
I've been very blessed to go to Italy a few times. If you get an Italian pasta, like a good Italian pasta, and
Here we
you,
go.
you knock it back with probably my favorite red wine, a Chianti. Oh,
Isn't it funny how you turned that to red wine? We were talking food there for a minute. Saints by 8. Webster leaves Nartai behind, goes up hard and is met by Tom Vidanovic. Love the aggression from Corey Webster so far in this game. Seems like I'm using the word hard a lot with Corey Webster, but when he's got that look in his eye, Brooke,
I'll tell you what is hard, marking him.
yeah.
He is tough. Because Corey Webster can score in so many different ways. One, he gets to the free throw line very well, which all scorers do. They get to the line well and then they convert at the line. But also his range is endless, especially when we're talking about, New Zealand range. He can shoot from the Sal's logo, which we'll see as the screen pans out. But he can get to the rim. He can give you pull-up jumpers, and he's passing the ball extremely well. 7.5 assists in his first couple games. So Corey Webster, it's just how do you want it? He'll give it to you at the moment, and he's done that for the last 10 years in this league.
4 points early for the Kiwi star. Great pass inside. Mike Smith and Xavier Cooks. Talk about power, slamming it down with force. Wow. Brooke Rusko's just picking himself up off the floor. Are you okay?
No, Corey Webster is great. But one thing he's not going to do is block Xavier Cooks on the rim, and he'll give it to you like this, though.
Here he is from range. Knocked back out by Josh Ledger. Loose ball. Leon Henry and Mike Smith battling for it. How was that highlight from Xavier Cooks?
That's what we're talking about. That's why they signed this man. We talked about superstars of this league. Xavier Cooks is most definitely a superstar in this league.
And
He
for the
did
Kiwi
this with
star,
force.
GJ Gardner-Holmes.
Great
Great
play. Look
pass
at this.
inside. Mike
That
Smith
is
and Xavier serious action in the Sal's NBL. Xavier Cooks bringing it. Timeout here. Saints have it by 8.
What a way to start this ball game. And we talked about this at the top of the game. It just has to be defense, defense, defense for the Wellington Saints. But heck, if you're not going to play defense, you might as well score a whole bunch of points and try to win by scoring more points. And at the moment, I think their rotations are going okay. They're switching a lot at the moment. they're closing out well, but they put up 20 points. And I've been thinking about this for the last couple of positions. Tom Vodanovic he's made 3 threes to start this game. And the only reason I haven't harped in on it is because they've scored off it. But I think when you're hot like Thomas, because he's kept this one rolling from their game against Nelson, when you're hot like Thomas, you need to go and find him. And they went maybe 3-4 positions there without even looking to find Tom Vodanovic. So, you know, it's just about finding the hot man, and they've done a good enough job because they've managed to score. But also Tommy has to go and yell for the ball too.
9 points early in the game, as you said, Brooke, for Vodanovic. Xavier Cooks has 6 and has already provided us with a highlight for Tuesday night's Sal's NBL highlight show.
Oh, that's going to make it.
That will definitely make it. Might make the top 5 plays of the week as well.
Hey, it's exciting if it doesn't, because we've got 5 better plays than that.
Here is Cooks. He's been doing a lot of ball carrying for the Saints. He looks to be relishing that opportunity as well. Oh, great work. Fantastic. Just that little head fake, that body fake out on the arc by Darnay Samuel, then just turned the corner and went.
And it looked like they noticed that someone had just subbed in, and you know, Robinson is still just trying to find the rotations and find his feet early in this game. And Darnay Samuel, young vet these days, saw the mismatch and went for it.
There's 2 Bulls players here this afternoon who, of course, played in a Saints championship winning team in 2021. Who are they?
I know Leon Henry's one.
Yep. You may have just mentioned the other one.
And Robinson must be the other.
Robinson, yeah. Fun
Does
fact.
Kane Kyle make that? Because
Well,
he was technically signed with the Saints.
Yep. And then, unfortunately...
There's a pub quiz question for you.
Yeah, had that knee injury and missed the entire season, but he would have been with the Saints. Here's Potts off the dribble, step back, short on the iron. They may get it back. They do. Corey Webster, no matter where he is on the floor, always is in that triple threat position, isn't he? Always looks like he's about to shoot. He's lost it on this occasion. Tommy Vodanovic letting him know all about it. Good mates, by the way.
Eyes on the rim. Those scorers do that. They're so good at using the ball, using their eyes.
Great lesson for kids, isn't it?
Great lesson.
Saints by 10. Nartai turns the corner, and he literally, with that pass, split the gap of Cooks and Vodanovic. It was absolute perfect, either side of them.
Right down the middle. You know where Jordan Nartai is extremely tough to guard, and haven't really seen him there that much this season, is in the post. I think that'd be a good option for the Saints tonight. Is, you know, Corey Webster's marking him. You've got to make Corey Webster work tonight.
Threw down a massive dunk against the Giants on
did he
Friday
what?
night. Here's Giddy Potts for 3. That one doesn't get the roll, with a chance to tip it in. Young Cale Robinson somehow keeps it alive, though. And they'll get another look at it here, the Bulls. Potts this time takes on Cooks. That's a hard player to go over the top of. Cooks equal to the challenge. Mike Smith quickly back the other way. He pulls up for 3 and drains it.
And that's the name we haven't said tonight, but also Mike Smith, he has to be aggressive. We called the game against the Airs, and they were desperate at that point, and he just went absolutely berserk. But he took over that game. The Saints are so much better when he's in control.
Webster looking to respond. Hot start by the Saints today. They've come to play. Mike Smith, 2 from 2. Why not? Back-to-back threes from the Saints, number 24.
And this is the Saints that we've expected all season long.
Lovely on the step back. And now the Bulls need to answer. Josh Ledger, he can't. Look at Cooks getting up. He's like a vacuum cleaner on the boards. And he wants to go back the other way on Ledger. Vodanovic has already hit 3 threes. He's hit 4 in the opening quarter. Tommy V. Wow.
I think he got fouled, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, we said they hit 29 threes last year at this venue against the Bulls. What a start by the Saints. They're out 31-12 now, and their three-point shooting in this first quarter, 6 of 7.
Tom Vodanovic, 3 of 4 right now.
He's hit 4.
He has hit 4. You're right, 4 of 5. Mike Smith at back-to-back threes right there. Just keep shooting threes, boys. Don't go inside. There's no need to. Threes are worth more than 2.
Just
like that. And if you're going to go inside, you got to save your cooks down there.
just like that. Just incredible.
And
What a
Dane
start.
Samuel also has 5 points as well. So, yeah, this is the Saints that we expected to see. They're playing with a bit more pace. They're playing with a bit more fight. They're playing with a bit more passion. You know, this is the Saints of old, and it's a gut check time for the Bulls as well, just to say, you know what, 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Let's tidy this thing up. Let's make sure they don't score again for the rest of the quarter. Can we chip away and get this thing back to 15, 14? Let's start again in the second quarter, but you cannot allow the Saints to blow this thing out anymore. Wide open threes, it's going to kill you.
If anyone thinks that it isn't an emotional roller coaster in the Cells NBL, especially this season, where the results from game to game are just unbelievable. I ran into the Saints at Auckland Airport yesterday.
Yep.
They were coming in, I was heading out, and of course it was off the back of that loss on Friday night against the Giants. They were dejected.
Yeah.
I mean, they were down, really feeling hurt. They were 13, 14, 15, I think, up in that game and went down by 3. There's a nice basket on the re-entry by Cale Robinson. Exactly what the Bulls needed. Anyway, the point that I was making, don't think for 1 second that players don't feel that emotional roller coaster of wins and losses.
Absolutely. And you know, one thing about this league is, especially when you take a loss like that, sometimes the best thing is just to get back out there, and you know, you have a quick turnaround right there. And they're showing right now why they're such a storied franchise in this league with a bounce back first quarter. But you know, this is the thing as well, that they went up big against the Giants, and Jared West absolutely took over that ball game.
Kenneth Tuffin onto the floor for the Saints, and also Walker Miller, who you can see trying to guard Corey Webster at the moment. That is not easy.
No, that is easier said than done, and you know, that's a great result. There is a long athletic body. We saw him in warm-ups.
Turnover. Giddy Potts, I should say. Quickly up the floor. Webster through hands. Gets it to Cale Robinson. Great running from the young man, Cale Robinson, the 19-year-old.
And it looks like the Bulls have dropped into a 2-3 zone here. And this is where, if you're in the 2-3 zone, you need to get the ball.
Kenneth Tuffin loves the corner 3.
That's a good shot for the Saints, and that's, you know, the Bulls are going to sit in the zone, find Xavier Cooks in the elbow position.
Final 30 seconds of this opening quarter. Giddy Potts trying to get his shot going. Saints out by 14. Vodanovic, what a start he's had. He finds Smith on the perimeter for another triple.
And that's the zone. You've got to penetrate the zone, find the open mans, get into the seams, and that's how you destroy a 2-3 zone.
Bulls 1 of 9 from 3, Saints 7 of 8. Webster finds a gap. Excellent finish from Corey Webster, the 33-year-old, with some highlights in this opening quarter. Nearly a big finish on the buzzer from Mike Smith. But with that, the opening 10 minutes have belonged to the Saints.
34 points in the first quarter, and they just look dynamic. Getting into the paint, they're hitting all their wide open shots, but making tough ones too.
Out by 15, let's take a break. It's hot stuff this afternoon in the Cells NBL. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. So just remember, when you go down at half time, but you're going to have to grab the plays that you want to speak to. All right? And I'll just see who you've got, and then do back-to-back interviews. So bang, get rid of them. Yep, I'll leave it with you, and then I'll go to the break.
Who's the cameraman?
He's down there, walking around.
Oh,
Yeah, so just go back to back. Just go back to back.
Yeah, sweet. Couple questions, Peter. Oh, thank you. Yes, please. Have you got spares? First. Whoop, whoop. Is it Kale Robinson? Kale Robinson.
Welcome back to the Stockyards. Sunday afternoon action in the Sal's NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Big doubleheader today. Saints and the Bulls. The visitors out by 15 at quarter time. Jets and the Sharks to come a little bit later on. Justin Nelson with you, sitting alongside me. Rusco, what did you make of the opening 10 minutes?
Man, they shot the lights out if you're a fan of the Wellington Saints. Tom Vodanovic, 4 of 5. Michael Smith, 3 of 4 from deep. And defensively, they've got a lot to work on, but they showed promising signs in that first quarter.
Corey Webster, 6 points in the opening quarter. Leon Henry goes from deep. How about Leon?
I've been so impressed with Leon all year. Hasn't forced anything. He's had huge games, and win or lose, Leon Henry has played well all season long. They've had people who haven't shown up in the games that they've lost in, and Leon hasn't been one of them.
Here's Tuffin to Smith, gets around Webster. Pull up from the elbow. Just off to the right, and there is Leon, the man we're talking about. Up strong on the boards. Was excellent against the Rams last week. Webster with a deep 2. Just trying to find his mark. Scoring points going to the basket. Just unable to find those baskets from deep at the moment. Talking about finding baskets from deep. Tom Vodanovic, that is, ladies and gentlemen, triple number 5.
What's the record? What's the Sal's NBL's record? We need to find that out somehow.
Well, he hit 10 one night in the showdown, Tom Vodanovic.
He did too when he played for the Jets, you're right.
Davidson gets the roll. Basket is good, bouncing off the body.
And they need him to get going. There's a couple players on both sides that need to get going. Isaac Davidson is most definitely one of them. Jordan Nato on the other side needs to get rolling as well.
Here's the GJ Gardner Homes replay. Well, it was a short replay. Isaac Davidson at the Racine line.
We can't miss a free throw.
Misses the bonus. First points in the game for Isaac Davidson. Vodanovic out to 15 with 5 triples. That means he's hit 11 triples in just over 5 and a bit quarters of basketball this week.
That's not bad. That is not bad. And they need to find him as well. While he's hot, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but you have to find him when he's rolling like this.
Rossetto under the basket. Gets the feed from Leon Henry. 11-point margin. Smith inside. Great ball to Walker Miller. Getting some minutes here after his debut against the Giants on Friday night.
A tough finish.
Pushing off. Offensive foul. Going to go against, in fact, it was Leon Henry off the ball. So it was away from the ball. An offensive foul against Leon. Not happy with the call.
No, he's not.
Telling us about it.
He's telling us.
Not sure what we can do about it, Leon, but anyway.
I missed that. I thought they called that on Isaac Davidson. I didn't actually see what Leon Henry did there.
Was he talking to you or to me?
He was talking to both of us.
Right, okay.
I'm not, but he wasn't happy with the call. That's what I will tell you. He wasn't happy with that at all.
Can you reverse that for him? Or?
I would like to see what happened, though.
Here's Xavier Cooks. Pass. Somehow Kenneth Tuffin getting up, keeps it in play. Kane Bennett-Kyle onto the floor for the Bulls. How about this man?
Why?
Tommy Vodanovic is putting on an absolute clinic this afternoon on Sky Sport. Hope you're enjoying it.
And
Incredible.
if you are the Wellington Saints, find that man.
Jet
I don't
Thompson.
care who's coming down the... Whose ball is it right here? It's the Saints' ball. If Tom Vodanovic doesn't shoot this ball, or at least have the ball in his hands...
It's Tom Vodanovic's ball.
It's got to be. It has got to be Tom Vodanovic right here.
Man, what a game.
And I wouldn't sit in the zone for too long with Tom shooting how he's doing.
Those 10 threes he hit in the showdown for the Jets back then, that's in serious danger here today. Already has 6. Look at Xavier Cooks going to the hoop.
Well, that works too. That works as well.
And just like that, the lead is out to 18. They're on a mission.
And they look good.
Bennett-Kyle, Davidson has a look. Vodanovic in front of him. Webster trying to get going inside Ledger. Did he travel? No. Xavier Cooks certainly thought so. Ledger with the points.
Yeah, he might have got away with a quick one there, but I'll take the 2 and keep it rolling.
We're on Vodanovic watch. Well, not on that occasion because he was standing inside the key. Back the other way, the Bulls. Davidson, great spot up from Isaac Davidson.
And just trying to force that there.
Back to 13, there it is on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, Isaac Davidson. You did say, Brooke, he's one player you want to see get going. KT on the back, why not? The Saints love hitting threes at the Stockyard. 29 here last year. How many is that so far today?
Is that in danger?
That's their 10th.
That's in danger.
Webster, great basket, Corey Webster.
And they've got Xavier Cooks running the point now.
They are 10 of 13. That is obscene. Another turnover though, so a little bit loose with the ball at times, the Saints. Guy Malloy has signalled he wants a timeout. Will it be off a Bulls basket? Davidson gets going.
Tough finish.
Look out.
That was a great move. Took the contact, quick quick spin, sorry. Could have been an and one as well.
Isaac Davidson, look at that on the replay. Timeout midway through the second.
And you just
Saints
feel like
have
the
it by
Saints-
12.
Yeah, they're up 12 at the moment, but you just feel like they should be up more.
Well, it was 18, not that long
And
ago.
then 2 quick baskets. And take in mind that the Franklin Bulls are without their normal starting point guard and Jaden Bazan. Denon Brooke is out of this one as well.
Davidson up to 7 points. And that's effectively been the last 3 shots for the Bulls.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a quick 7
Maybe a
as well.
Webster. There might have been a Webster basket in there as well.
And those are huge as well because it gives Corey just a chance to, not take a break, but be off the ball for a second.
Well, he's getting dressed at the moment.
He's in good shape at the moment too. Constantly playing basketball. Apparently, I didn't see too much of what he was doing in Egypt aside from the highlights and the stats, but from what I heard was playing great basketball over there, and he's brought that back and just signed a 2-year deal with the Perth Wildcats as well.
Just realised you never asked me before what my favourite Italian food is.
What was your... That's where I forgot to get to.
You got to the wine and then that was the end of the conversation. You were gone.
What's yours?
You can't beat spaghetti bolognese, can you?
No, you can't. Not in Italy. No, I'm not going to fight with you on that one. You can have that.
Are you a good spaghetti cooker or a bad?
No, I'm a terrible cook in general.
Oh, you are?
I'm a terrible cook in general.
What's your go-to food in the kitchen?
Oh,
What's your go-to?
like a schnitzel or something?
Oh,
No, terrible. Absolutely terrible. I burn toast.
I think we've all been there once or twice, haven't we? 12-point margin. Saints are up midway through the second. This has been a fun game.
The quality of basketball that the Saints are playing at, the way they're shooting the basketball at the moment.
Turnover. Another one for the Saints. And there he is, Giddy Potts.
Come
Getting
on,
up.
Giddy. I watched him in the warm-ups. He can do better than that.
You weren't going to say Giddy up there, were you?
No, but we might have something going on with that.
We might
I
have.
like that.
Giddy Potts with the basket, and all of a sudden, it's back to 10. Mike Smith, deep 2. He had a big first quarter as well, Mike Smith, 11. So just some turnovers and missed shots here for the Saints, and all of a sudden, the Bulls, with a little bit of a sniff in the nostrils. Davidson. Bennett Kyle getting up for the rebound, and the Bulls will go again. Webster on Nartai through traffic. He's fouled, and he's off to the Racine line. Corey Webster.
A 10-point ball game, and I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him here, but it potentially could be an 8-point ball game, and Corey Webster just putting his head down and getting to the rim and forcing the rest to make the call.
2 of 2 from the coloured stripe today, Corey Webster. If there is such thing as a commentator's curse.
I've been sitting in this seat for about 2 months now. I feel like there really is.
Here he is. What a pickup for the...
I tell you what.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry everyone who's supporting the Bulls.
Unbelievable. You've just gone through 24 hours of free throw shooting, and you've just done that to Corey Webster in the space of 10 seconds.
He won't miss 2 though, there you go. There's no way he'll miss 2.
Makes the second single-digit margin. 9 points, was 18 not that long ago, so the Saints need to respond. Can they do so through Cooks? Oh, look out, Tom Vodanovic, 6 of 7, 6 of 8. He was due for a miss.
And that's a 9-point ball game at the moment.
Giddy Potts, 4 points on debut. Ball inside. Bennett Kyle with the hop, the skip, And the foul. Mike Smith on the arm. Just asking for some clarification.
But just a great job of finding the mismatch as well. Kane Bennett-Kyle, just a big, strong body. On the switch, they found the rotation. Mike Smith ended up on him and hit into the rim.
I tell you, Brooke Roscoe, this is a test for the Saints for the season right now. And the reason why I say that, they led the Rams by 9, lost by 7. They led the Giants on Friday night, I think by up to 15, lost by 3. They led this game not that long ago by 18. It's back to 8. This has been the tale of their season. This is what happens with the Saints. Now they're being tested. Can they respond? Right now, the Saints need to stand up. Corner ball, Darnay Samuel, deep. It's a miss, and back come the Bulls again. Corey Webster on his skates. Davidson spots up. Isaac Davidson! Timeout Saints. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Just like that, we've seen that a couple of times from Isaac Davidson in this first half.
Bang, bang, bang.
Back to 5.
What a big quarter that he is having.
How's this run by the Bulls? Here at the Stockyard. Got it back to 5. Down by as much as 18 in this quarter.
Isaac Davidson's just gone berserk in this quarter. He's up to 10 points now, leading the Bulls in points. Obviously, Tom Vodanovic is sitting on 18 with his 6 threes. Mike Smith with 11, but...
Can I just correct myself?
I
don't want to shortchange the Bulls. They were down by as much as 19.
And it's back to 5 just like that. I feel like it blinked and it's back to 5. You're right, though.
Well, this has been the Saints season.
Yep.
This is what it's been like.
And one thing that they've struggled with all season long is the zone.
Yep.
You know, the first game, that's when Xavier Cooks just got here after winning MVP, finals MVP of the Australian League. Came in, that was his first game, and man, he looked great, but they sat in the zone all game long, and the Rams have done that pretty much the last 3 or 4 games. They've sat in the zone.
Hey, the most...
And that picked them apart, and this is what's happened here in the second quarter. The Bulls have gone to a zone, and they brought it back to 5 points.
Davidson up to 10 points in the game, by the way, as well. The most informed team in the Cells NBL right now is the Manawatu Jets. They've won 3 of their last 4.
Yep.
They take on the Sharks later on today. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank calling that one. Who's going to win? Sharks need a win.
Sharks just welcomed in a long-time import that the Jets have had as well.
Sharks have lost 5 in a row. 5 in a row.
I can't go against the Jets at the moment.
Wow. Turnover. Another one for the Saints. Things not working.
And unforced turnovers as well.
Webster. Rosetto up high and in over the top of Vodanovic. It's back to 3.
And the float game from the big man with a soft touch and just unforced turnovers.
Another turnover. This has been quite incredible. Rosetto inside, it's back to 1. 19 up to 1 up. Turnovers galore for the Saints.
And someone just needs to take over this game. And if I'm being honest with you, I think it needs to be the man with the ball in his hand right now as he turns it over.
Another turnover. Bulls can go up. Webster to the basket. They're up by 1. This is a 20-point turnaround, Brooke Roscoe.
And it's just the unforced turnovers which are absolutely killing the Saints at the moment. But I was just saying, this man right here, Mike Smith, just needs to take control of this game. When he's aggressive, the Saints are good.
They're lucky they didn't turn it over there again. This is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Cooks will fire from long range. They're not dropping now from distance. And you called it, struggling against this zone. Giddy Potts, deep 2. Short. Hasn't found his stroke yet. Firing quickly, Mike Smith. Got to change something.
Yeah, the Saints are good when they can get out and run. When they get stops and they can run and they get a flow, they're good, but they're just taking the ball out of the hoop too much at the moment. Turnovers, taking the ball out of the hoop, not allowing them to get into their offense and run as smoothly as they'd like to. And
Rosetto's hitting some baskets. That one was halfway down.
Just been a game of 2 quarters, hasn't it? Saints came out and blew this one out the park, and the Bulls have done the exact same thing in the second quarter.
Well, it feels like it's been a game of 13 minutes and 6 minutes. Because the Bulls are on the charge. Tom Vidanovic wanted the foul. Incredible turnaround here at the Stockyard today. Corey Webster feeling it. Pushes out. Bennett Kyle. Fast break back the other way. Natai gets up off the glass. And the Saints respond. Been a while.
And that's where, in my opinion, that's where they're at their best. When they can get out and run, find those transition threes, play good defense, get stops, get on the rim.
Breaks a 17-point run.
Wow.
To the Bulls. 17. Webster bodying up on Mike Smith. Can't hit it. Mike Smith off to the races. And I think Webster may be with the foul here.
And what's scary for the Saints at the moment is Corey Webster hasn't really got going yet. In terms of Corey Webster being Corey Webster, he's put up a few shots tonight. I think
he's at 11. 11 points, 7 assists though.
Oh, absolutely. That's where he's picking them apart at the moment. Is they're doubling, he's getting it out, and the likes of Anzac Rosetto and Isaac Davidson are finding their shots and finding their rhythm at the moment. And Corey's doing a good job of trusting his teammates.
8 steals for the Bulls. 10.
I thought you meant Corey Webster had 8 steals.
No. Nearly. Speaking of 8 steals, who did I see the other night had 8 steals? I'll go back and look through the stats. And there's been a technical foul
It was
called.
probably Jared West. If I'm going to pick anyone at the moment, point guard for the Nelson Giants has been a pest all season long. Just picks up the ball 94 feet, does a great job of getting his chest in front. And he's scoring the ball extremely well at the moment.
Well, Corey Webster, the foul on Mike Smith has been called unsportsmanlike. But while all of that was going on, there's been a technical foul called, which is why Corey Webster just went to the line. I'll let you know in a moment who it's on. Now we walk the length of the floor and Mike Smith goes back to the line. Then it'll be a Saints possession.
Yeah, I missed that as well.
Technical foul on Tom Vidanovic. Mike Smith at the line now with the second from the Resine stripe. He makes them both.
He's got a beautiful shot.
This game's had everything.
It really has. And one thing that's had way too much of if you're a Saints supporter, way too many turnovers.
Sunday Detch, by the way. Sunday Detch had the 8 steals in that loss to the Jets. Mike Smith searching at the moment. Finds some space, short on the shot.
But I don't mind the shot. Probed a little bit, found a wide open shot. And like I said before, when he's good, the Saints are good.
Bulls shooting at 50%, Saints at 57%. Giddy Potts just shoot. He's had plenty of looks, not dropping at the moment.
2-for-1 opportunity here.
Vidanovic wanted to get to Cooks. This zone, they're pushing out. Potts and Webster doing a great job high in this zone. Vidanovic, Webster in front of him, goes over the top of him and makes it, and maybe that's the confidence the Saints needed. Tom Vidanovic has hit 7 triples in this first half.
That's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous shot, and just show why he is playing so well in the Cells NBL this year.
5 seconds to go. Out of court. In fact, it's now down to 1.4. And the Saints will get the final possession here. We're up by 19, the Saints, during this quarter. Up by 19. An amazing run by the Bulls. They actually got their noses up by 1. Brought this crowd to life. And now the Saints have steadied by 5. Late shot here for Mike Smith from midway, and it wasn't too far away in the end. Got it up in time. So half time here. What a game of basketball. Saints out by as much as 19. Bulls pick themselves up, get themselves back into it. A late Vidanovic 3 just steadies things down. And the Saints lead it by 5 at the half. star of the opening half, Tom Vodanovic, 7 triples. Corey Webster starting to get going as well. We're going to have a chat to both of them right now down on the sidelines. Here's Brooke Rusco.
First half from you, 7 assists as well. What are you seeing out there?
Our defense was bad, man. Too many open threes and their shooters. A lot of their points have come from threes, so we need to clean that up.
How do you turn this one around in the second half? You were down by 18, now it's only 5 going into the second half.
It was all about our D. You know, we can score when we want. We got good shots when we got stops on the defensive end. Defensive rebound and push the ball.
It's good to see you back. Thank you, my guy. Tom Vodanovic, my brother, you are on fire. My hand is burning at the moment. You're on fire in that first half.
Your shoulder's burning too, though, right?
We had a big 24 hours, but this has all been about you in that first 20 minutes right there. You came out, you're shooting the ball well. You guys got up to such a huge lead, but they brought it back to 5. How do you blow this one out in the second?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They got a lot of scorers out there. We got to be better on defense. They had a few run-out, kick-out threes, and yeah, I mean, we've got to be tightening it up on D. But I think on offense, I mean, when we move the ball, we get good shots. When we don't, it sort of looks stagnant. We don't have right spacing. So yeah, we'll get it better.
You guys had a big lead against Nelson. You had a big lead in this one. You had a big lead also against the Canterbury Rams. You guys need to tighten this one up. How do you guys do that?
Yeah, like I said, just our defense, man. I think, you know, we're not worried about our offense. I think we can score the ball, but letting a team score 49, I mean, that's a tough score to get to. So yeah, we just got to be better on D.
Hey, my suggestion, you keep shooting. You're doing great. Enjoy the second half. Good to see you, brother. Get out of here.
Way to work, man.
Good on you, Brooke Rusco. Tom Vodanovic, 7 triples in the first half. Saints lead it by 5. So many stats to talk about, and we're going to do that on the other side of this break. Stick with us. Back with more after this. Half-time, the Saints have this one by 5, Brooke Rusko. Tom Verdanovic, the star of the first half. Talk about roller coasters and seesaws, and man, it just had everything.
It really, really did, and you're right, Tom Verdanovic was the absolute superstar of that first half. 7 of 10 from 3. He only took 10 shots, all 10 from deep, but man, we're shooting 70%. Keep shooting, and we found out that the record is 11 in the Sal's NBL, so that's there to be grabbed by Tom Verdanovic, but more importantly, he'll be, just after this win. And one thing that is killing the Saints at the moment is just unforced turnovers. They got 11 right now, but man, I tell you, 5, 6 of those things were just sloppy, uncharacteristic turnovers of the Wellington Saints. So
Tim Quarterman, by the way, 2019
for the Rangers.
We've got it here, round 7 against the Hawke's Bay. Hit 11 threes. Tom Verdanovic hit 10 for the Jets in the showdown in 2020. Tom Verdanovic is on track to surpass both of those totals today. So
Tom Verdanovic can shoot the ball.
Don't go anywhere. Let's have a look at some stats to halftime. And it really has been almost a game of two halves within the half. Look at Tom Verdanovic, those 7 triples, 21 in the game. Mike Smith doing some good things. Corey Webster starting to get going. Isaac Davidson, second quarter.
Isaac Davidson was absolutely tremendous in the second quarter. And one thing when you're a confidence player is that when you see 1 or 2 go through, the confidence goes through the roof. And I think that's what we saw with Isaac Davidson in the second quarter. And Zach Rossetto as well, 10 points, but he's got to get some boards. He hasn't got a rebound yet.
Verdanovic with 6 boards. Xavier Cooks, pretty well held at the moment, goes at just under 14 a game. He's got 4. We'll have a look at the assists as well. Corey Webster, well, scoring, handing it off. He is averaging 7.5 assists a game, so we come to expect that as we continue to have a look at the other stats to halftime in this one. Not too many blocks.
I mean, you have the same amount of blocks. There's got to be a block out there somewhere, boys. Come on now.
What about the steals for the Bulls in that second quarter? They had a few.
Well, they had a few, but once again, just unforced turnovers. Corey Webster wasn't doing anything, and with no disrespect, he wasn't doing anything, amazing defensively. The ball just ended up in his hands. Same with Giddy Potts as well. So Saints, when it gets into that zone, they just need a ball fake, be strong with the ball, get into the paint, get into the seams, and then find their shooters. There's a lot of them just trying to find, Xavier Cooks or Tom Verdanovic at the high post, which is where you're trying to get it, but you need a ball fake and then find, the high post.
Halftime here, Saints have it by 5. Big second half coming up from the stockyard on the other side of the break.
Corey Webster's voice is so cute.
Okay. Welcome back to the Stockyard. Second half not too far away. Sal's NBL action proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Saints have it by 5, led by as much as 19 in that second quarter. The Bulls charging back. Justin Nelson, Brooke Rusco with you. Brooke, one stat of note in that first half. Saints have 17 rebounds, not one offensive rebound.
And they're too big. Yeah, that puts a little smile on my face, but they're too big, they're too strong, they're too dynamic for you to say anything like that. You got the likes of Xavier Cooks, Dane Samuel, Jordan Natai, Tom Vodanovich. You're shooting so many threes, there's so many opportunities for these long rebounds. You need to go and get them. You know, I think maybe they got a little bit complacent there at one point when they took that 19-point lead. But also, it's hard to get offensive rebounds when you're turning the ball all over so much. So it's protect the ball at all costs in the second half.
Bulls 17 points off turnovers.
And that's keeping them in the game right now. You know, Corey Webster has done a great job as well of finding his team at the moment. 7 assists to go alongside his 12 points at the moment. But he's also played 20 minutes. So Corey Webster is obviously such a vital part of this Bulls team. He's going to keep them in this ball game. But if you're the Saints, you need to go at him. You need to pick this zone apart. Because defensively, Corey can just kind of sit in the zone and mark his area at the moment. Force them to go back into a man. And then when he's marking Jordan Natai, get into the post and tire him out.
Bulls straight into the zone to start the second half. Sunday double on Sky Sport. Sharks and Jets coming up straight after this one. Dane Samuel, only a couple of shots in the first half, knocked out of his hands by Leon Henry, and a steal early to get things going for the Bulls.
Great hands, but I like the move. Dane Samuel has great footwork, which we just saw right there.
Davidson nailed some massive baskets in the second quarter. Here he is again, open from up high, off the front of the iron. Rossetto with the rebound, they'll start again.
And his first rebound of the game, he needs to go and kill these boards in the second half.
Getty Potts, 2 of 10 in the game. Got a rebound. I actually think he threw it into the face of Anzac Rossetto then. Leon Henry short. Just keep an eye on Anzac Rossetto. He may have copped one on the nose there.
He won't show it. I can tell you why he won't show it.
Natai off the glass, a little bit too hard. Xavier Cooks tried to put it back. It'll be a Bulls ball.
Jordan, that's a great job with Jordan there. Just a pass fake. Defense went, got into the seams. Just needs to go finish that one a little bit better. But if you're in that zone offense, that's what you need to do. Pass fake and get to that point.
I think Xavier Cooks actually just said to Anzac Rossetto, how's your nose? There's Webster. What can he do here? Creates a little bit of space. Tom Vodanovich up big on the boards. Mike Smith. Vodanovich had a quick look. Pass inside to Natai. Picked off. Good hands by Rossetto. Here's Giddy up. And blocked by Vodanovich. Doing it at both ends this afternoon. Can he score another one? Inside. Going through was Xavier Cooks. There's a foul there on Webster.
I heard the giddy up. I heard you get that
Did
one
you
in
like
there.
that? I got it in.
Did you get that one in there? Great defense, though, from Tom Vodanovich.
Got a feeling we might hear it a few more times across the rest of the
Ah,
season.
it flowed
somehow.
well. I like it. I like it.
There's the GJ Gardner Homes replay. Tom Vodanovich sprawled across the Stockyard. That was actually his first look at a shot
Yeah, that was
from
the problem.
inside the arc.
Stay outside 3,
Just
Tom.
dribble back out.
It was never going in. When you're shooting 7 of 10, the gods tell you only shoot 3s at this point.
Well,
But one thing we did see there, though, was Xavier Cooks crashing the boards. Missed the putback dunk, but there has to be an offensive rebound. But it's great to see him getting on the boards, as we talked about that at halftime.
Someone just sent me a message during halftime asking about that 24-hour shoot-a-thon of yours from
Yep.
free throws. Does that mean you stayed up for 24 hours straight?
So how it worked was you earned your break. So every hour you earned 5 minutes break.
Right.
So we actually had a physio there, a masseuse there the whole time. Another offensive rebound. 2. Well, we're getting offensive rebounds up, that's for sure.
Well, they had no O boards at half-time. They just picked up about 7
There you
thanks
go.
to Xavier Cooks. So what? So you would build up your
Yeah,
breaks?
so every hour that I would shoot, so
Yep.
I shot the first 6, and then that built up half an hour break.
Right.
And so I did that a few times, and then when it got to like 2 a.m., I was getting a massage at the same time, and I fell asleep on the bed.
There
So I
you go.
probably had a 15-minute nap that whole time.
Webster is fouled by Darnay Samuel. Saints getting a little bit frustrated here because they're asking for calls back the other way. They believe there's contact up their way, and they're being called for fouls here. So just keep an eye on some of the conversations. You can see there's two different conversations happening there. That's how much of a concern it is for them.
Oh, the joys of being a ref, eh? That's why they make the big bucks.
I was waiting for the third official to get involved. They have three different conversations going on. Here's Corey Webster at the Racine line. He had the commentator's curse thanks to Brooke Rusco in the first half.
Yeah, you might have noticed I shut lip there.
Yeah, you did.
We're in Franklin. I can't be talking too much.
He's up to 13 in the game.
Oh, my God. That's your fault, that one. I'm not taking
I'm
that
not
one.
taking the blame for that. Vidanovic quickly shut down by Webster. They know the threat of Vidanovic. He's already hit 7 from deep. Darnay Samuel wants it on Rosetto. He goes to work now. Big Darnay flicks it up. There's the foul. Don't think there was any doubt about that one. And look at Tom Vidanovic. He's all applause, still clapping.
I thought the baseline ref actually missed that one. No doubt about that, though. But what they need to do, though, Darnay Samuel is he's so big, he's so strong and dynamic down there, and he's an absolute threat. But you need to move on the other side. You need to get someone cutting on the rim, because that just allowed Corey Webster to sit there in the paint, and Darnay Samuel could just see bodies. You need to get someone on the backside of Corey Webster.
That's Wellington's first point of this second half. Mind you, the Bulls have only added 1 as well. It's been slow going in the opening 2.5 minutes. Darnay Samuel converts both from the line, and the Saints out by 6.
Well, it's been tough for the Saints going against the zone for about a quarter and a half now. And they just need to get stops here.
Webster, that's the second one knocked away by Xavier Cook. Smart defense.
Smart defense.
By the Aussie. Turnover though, and it's 3-on-1. Webster. Rosetto gets up and loves it.
I love me some Anzac Rosetto. Met his mum before the game. She's lovely too.
Here's the GJ Gardner replay. Well, numbers were always going to win out, Brooke.
It was up another turnover.
Foul on Giddy Potts. The Saints are just trying to work out how to get through this zone at the moment. You can see them talking about it.
And what it allows, if you're the Bulls, is Giddy Potts has just got into the country. Probably doesn't know the defenses that the Bulls have been running for the last 8 rounds. But if you're a basketball player, you know how to sit into a 2-3 zone, and it's allowed them to kind of mask Giddy Potts just showing up on this team.
Another steal. No, it's going to fall to Vidanovic. Don't tell me. There's a foul underneath. That'll be against Xavier Cooks. I'll tell you, if there's one thing the Bulls crowd does here at the Stockyard, they let you know all about it.
Absolutely.
They
just
are
a frustration foul there. He's probably forcing the ref into that one as well. He knows that he's got a couple fouls to give right now.
33-22 the Bulls' way since quarter time.
And in terms of runs in this game, it seems like the game's really evened out over this last, probably, we'll say 4 minutes to start the second half.
Mike Smith defensively working on Webster. Webster loves the challenge, makes the shot.
He's a professional scorer. He's traveled the world for years and years and years because he can do things like that.
15 in the game for Corey Webster. Here's Vidanovic. Potts with the foul. That's his second of the quarter, Giddy Potts, and it's his third of the game.
He's got a booty to get around. He's built strong.
And you're right, he's not 6'3".
Hey man, most hoopers lose about an inch or two when they get off the plane. He's not the only one.
Mike Smith, tough shot over the top of Rosetto. The Saints keep it alive, well done.
Offensive rebounds that we were talking about though.
Xavier Cooks goes at nearly 4 a game. I think he's had 4 this quarter. Darnay Samuel, he needs to get going. That one doesn't fall. Back come the Bulls. 2-point ball game this afternoon in the Sal's NBL. Sharks and Jets coming up right after this with Mulls and Casey. Rosetto, double-digit scoring, and I reckon Xavier Cooks has leant in over the back there. He has. That's his second of the game.
He's a character, Anzac Rosetto. He'll let you know about it.
Rosetto, 12 points today. I feel like the Stockyard crowd has Xavier Cooks in their sights. Webster. In the end, good defense by Jordan Nartai.
Corey's out to 15 now, still 7 assists. Make that 8.
There is Giddy getting up and in.
And he ties this ball game up. 56 all. With 5 minutes to go in the third.
Cooks, can he respond to the crowd? Dane Samuel, happy feet, dancing inside, turns it over. The Bulls have won their last 2 on that southern trip last week.
How do we get a camera just on Anzac Rosetto and his facials? That's the next part of the growth of the show.
I'll get my people to talk to your people.
He's worth the price of admission himself. His reactions are amazing. I love it. Just plays with such confidence at the moment, and it's awesome to see.
Tied ball game. Webster. Cooks. Webster. Cooks. Cooks wins out. Saints away. Smith, 3 to beat, has to pull it out.
Good transition defense there from the Franklin Bulls.
Cooks goes it alone inside. That's tough, and the Bulls come up with it. Some good signs right now for the home team.
It looked like a foul to me from this angle, but maybe there's something there that the ref saw that we didn't see.
Oh, Giddy. Giddy up. There you go. That's the right time to use it.
There you go, all right.
Look at this.
From deep.
Giddy Potts. His biggest shot in his short Sal's NBL career. Anzac Rosetto, hand in the cookie jar. Dane Samuel just comes away limping. Let's keep an eye on that one. You can see him stretching there just to the right of screen.
Looks like his ankle. But better job there. Once again, got into that zone. Xavier Cooks did a good job of penetrating the seams, finding Dane Samuel cutting to the rim, and gets to the free throw line to hopefully, if you're a Wellington Saints fan, make this a 1-point ball game.
Timeout, 4:06 to play in the third. Corey Webster having a chat. This is the largest lead of the game for the Franklin Bulls.
Jeez, it is too.
They're out by 3.
The Saints had a 19-point lead earlier in this one. Start of the second quarter, they're up 19 points. 12-31 was the score at that point to the Wellington Saints. And
Well, let's have a chat about this team.
59-56.
Because when you're down by 19, you've got to turn something around.
Right.
The Bulls have done that.
They absolutely have them. You know, we've harped on it a few times now, but it's that zone. They're literally just sitting in the 2-3 zone. They haven't shifted from that as well. It's, you know, it's the classic, keep doing it till it stops. It hasn't stopped working, so, you know, they're going to sit in this zone. Allow Potts, who, as we've talked about as well, is new to this team. Probably doesn't know the defenses and the defensive calls that they had, but can sit in a 2-3 zone, and him and Corey Webster at the top there have done a good job of, you know, contesting their 3-point shooters, and they haven't really forced too many turnovers. The ball is kind of turned up in their hand, and it's the unforced turnovers. If you are a Wellington Saint, that's, you know, it's got to drive Guy Malloy crazy.
It'd drive any coach crazy.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a must-win for the Wellington Saints. At this point of the season, the top of the table is kind of running away with itself.
Well, things start to become tough. They're 3-6 now. Most people around the league are saying maybe in the final 6, 9 wins, maybe 9 on head-to-head would be enough to sneak into 6th. They're 3-6. Turning the corner here. Bulls today, they've got the Bulls next week. And given where the Bulls are on the ladder in comparison to the Saints, head-to-head between these two teams is going to be vital.
Yes. And because they are so close on the ladder at the moment, obviously the league's taking a bit of a shift at the moment as Kenneth Tuppen comes in with Dane Samuel, but why is everyone talking to me
I
today?
don't know why
What have I
everyone's
done?
talking to you. You wouldn't have picked that up sitting at home, but Dane Samuel coming off the court, Kenneth Tuppen replacing him. Dane just decided to run past and have a chat with Brooke Roscoe. What was that about?
I think he said he's shooting well from the free throw line.
Right, is that what it was? Well, he just hit 2 from the Rosine stripe.
Well, let's make it clear for everyone. Dane Samuel is shooting well from the free throw line.
Well, whistle's gone, and just like that, Giddy Potts actually drained that very, very deep 3, but it was too long in the key. We share Giddy's disappointment. That was close to the car park.
Hey,
That's
but
where
just
he was
showing his
standing.
range. Showing his range off.
Kenneth Tuffin has had a quiet one so far. Smith got Potts off the floor. Here's Nartai wide open. They need this, the Saints. That one's deep. Look at Xavier Cooks get up. Couldn't finish on the putback.
And disappointed in himself as well. Athletic up there though.
Bulls by 1.
Oh,
Cooks on the switch. Webster.
just matchup wise though, looking at those two go against each other, there is Corey Webster marked up against Xavier Cooks. And just 2 amazing hoopers going head to head.
Vodanovic inside is fouled as he practices his little bunny hop. He's off to the Rosine line for a couple of shots. If you're just joining us, this man here, Tom Vodanovic, 21 points in the game, all from beyond the arc, went 7 of 10 from 3-point range in the first half.
And he's, essentially he might have been the reason that the Bulls had to jump into this 2-3 zone, because he was just picking them apart. You know, he came down and hit the first 3 threes of this basketball game. And the Bulls had to do something. And they've jumped into the zone and they've tied this ball game up.
First one rolls in, second one's a miss. Leon Henry up strong for the rebound. That's rebound number 4 of the day for Henry. Here's Webster searching off the glass. Gets the foul call, does he? And he'll head to the coloured stripe. Jordan Nartai with the hands foul. Saints thought it was a push-off.
Looks like Jordan took one to the nose.
That probably indicates that there was some contact. I think Tom Vodanovic is just saying, ask Jordan. Locked up, 59 apiece.
Yeah, he's not looking good. I'd like to see a replay on that one if we get the chance.
Corey Webster, 15 points, 9 assists.
He's done a great job.
I'm not going to say anything about Corey Webster at the line. Nothing.
I've gone quiet too. What I will say though is he's done a great job of, he's taken over the point guard role for today's game. Only his 3rd game with this team, as he goes up to 17 points and 9 rebounds, but just give him what the defense gets. You know, defense gives him one thing, he's going to find the open man. If not, he's going to take the shot.
Bulls by 2. Tuffin searching. Vodanovic, 3-pointer, no. Webster starting to become a problem for the Saints, getting his hands on the ball a lot right now. Giddy Potts wants to fire away. Front of the iron, rebound. Young Cale Robertson.
And just making his impact, that's what he's out there to do. Get second chance points, spread the floor.
Webster on Nartai, Corey Webster.
And that's because of Cale Robinson. Crashed the boards, gave them a second chance opportunity. Corey Webster delivers.
They're out by 4. Tuffin under pressure. Smith floats it up, floats it in.
And
the
they needed
Saints
that.
respond.
But it just doesn't look fluid. Whatever they're running in this zone offense at the moment, nothing looks smooth. I know their shots are hard to go by. One thing that is promising though, Xavier Cooks is getting to the offensive rebounds, and Leon Henry stretches it out from deep.
Just jogs back the other way with confidence. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There he is, Leon Henry.
He just said, I've been doing this for years.
36-year-old Xavier Cooks. Oh my! The force in that shot, incredible. Xavier Cooks getting up.
Hey, excuse me, I got a bit excited there on that one.
Just reminding everybody that the Saints aren't done with here. Have a look at this on the replay. This is what you call a hammer. Whack.
But that's the first time that we've seen that.
Oh.
You get it to the post, you get the big man diving. It's simple basketball. The Saints need to work out how they can do that more often.
Well, while we're picking ourselves up off the floor, guess who's back at the Racine line?
And that takes him out to 20 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, excuse me.
8 of 10.
But even Corey had a little giggle after that one. And not 100% sure that was a foul.
8 of 11 from the line for Corey Webster in this one this afternoon. 4-point ball game. Bulls have it. Saints got out to a mini 5-point lead early in this quarter. There's another turnover. It's been a problem for the Saints since midway through the second. Been a problem for Coach Guy Malloy. Not a lot a coach can do about that.
That photo said it all.
That's the tough thing. They are coach killers. Just simple turnovers. Inside the last minute, the Bulls lucky not to turn it over themselves.
And it looks like they're trying to get Potts in the post.
Webster. What a big quarter he's had. Coming alive. Giddy Potts stepping back on Mike Smith. Couldn't get it to roll. They get another offensive rebound. Rosetto keeps it alive. Vodanovic intercepts the pass. Here comes Mike Smith. Can the Saints finish with something big here? Maybe from Kenneth Tuffin. No. Look out, Webster on the charge. Some more points in this quarter for the Bulls, number 9. Leon Henry from deep again. That one misses everything. 15 seconds to play. Saints need something here, Brooke.
And who do you go to at this point?
They're going to get the last shot, or will they?
Another
Corey
turnover.
Webster comes up with it. 3, 2, 1. Giddy Potts on the buzzer. Another turnover. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Not what the Saints needed. Exactly what the Stockyard crowd wanted.
Not at all. Another unforced turnover takes this one out to 6. I think if he dunks it, we should call it Giddy Hops.
Love it.
Giddy Hops.
Let's talk about it at the 3-quarter time break. Bulls out by 6. Last quarter coming up. Can the Saints get themselves back? Or will the Bulls stampede and storm their way home here at the Stockyard? Let's find out after this. $18 turnovers for the Saints.
18 now.
22 points off turnovers. Quarter to play here at the Stockyard this afternoon. Round 8 Sal's NBL action, proudly presented by GJ Gardner-Holmes. Super Sunday action on Sky Sport. Jets and the Sharks not too far away. 3-quarter time here. Bulls have it by 6. Brooke Roscoe, that quarter, 20-9 for the Bulls.
Hey, welcome to the Corey Webster Show. 20 points. They got their final steal, which took him out to 4 steals. They got an assist off that as well. So, you know, we're 3 quarters into this thing. Corey's got 10 assists, 4 steals, 20 points, and 1 turnover right now. So We talked about a few superstars in this league. Corey Webster is most definitely one of them. Xavier Cooks is another, and he really needs to ramp it up here in this fourth quarter, as well as Michael Smith.
Tom Vidanovic held to 1 point in that third quarter. That zone is doing the Saints a lot of damage. It's been a 50-29 run since quarter time. Webster feeling it. Robinson can hit a three. Does hit the three.
And it's on this end of the floor where if the Saints want to win this game, they need a lock in.
The Bulls on a charge. They're now out to a 9-point lead. Vidanovic, catch, shoot, makes. That's his 8th triple of the game, Tom Vidanovic.
And that's his biggest one of this game as well. Great find.
Rossetto outside. Bennett Kyle loose on the pass.
And he needs to shoot that one. You know all that is? That's just someone who hasn't played a game in a while. You know, still trying to find his feet, find his rhythm, coming back off injury. And Kane generally would have shot that one. He knows that as well.
Webster pulls up, makes it. Bread and butter stuff for Corey Webster, 22 in the game.
He makes it look so easy. Jordan Natai is a great defender. He's played in the Aussie League literally because of his defense for years and years and years now, but Corey Webster is an elite scorer as Tom goes long on that one.
Xavier Cooks taking a break at the moment. Webster again, deep two. Cale Robinson, how many offensive rebounds for the young man?
He is earning his minutes tonight.
Webster on Tuffin, charges through. Robinson, speak about earning minutes. In and out.
Hey, good
Listen
shot,
to the
though.
crowd.
Way to get in there.
Vidanovic hands it back to Smith. Dane Samuels sees an opportunity. Can't complete that opportunity. Back comes Leon Henry.
A way to not give up on the play of your Anzac Rossetto. Dane Samuel had a wide open lane on the rim.
9 offensive rebounds for the Bulls. Leon Henry puts his hand up as he jogs back the other way and says, yep, okay. That wasn't
My
the
bad.
one. My bad.
Hey, but two of the guys who have shot the ball extremely well in this ball game, as we get late into it, 2 air balls will give it to them.
Early going, the Saints were shooting it over 60%. Now it's back to 40%. This zone has really hurt them. Tom Vidanovic trying to rediscover that early game form. Here's Webster. Robinson brings it back to the 33-year-old. He goes from deep over Natai. Wanted a call, not forthcoming.
And what the Bulls do a good job of is if Corey gives it up and you don't have your shot, they go get it back to Corey. They know that he's the best player on this team when it comes to having the ball in his hand. He's going to help them win this game.
That pass was kicked out of court. Definitely a Saints ball. Not sure what too many people are arguing about.
As we see Potts and Isaac Davidson make their way back into this ball game, and they sit in this 2-3 zone again.
Well, they're going to stay in it. They're not going to get out of it, are they?
Well, it has to become a chess match if you're the Wellington Saints. You have to work out how do you play against this 2-3 zone because, yeah, the Franklin Bulls are sitting out right now, but whoever the Saints play next, they're watching this tape as well, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, guess who they play next?
Oh, that's right.
The Bulls.
It's the Bulls.
What do you think the Bulls are going to run defensively next week in the Capitol?
They are going to sit in it from the first minute of the ball game.
Here's Vidanovic. Bullocking his way to the basket. Xavier Cooks there. Cleaned it up. Is there a foul? Yes, there is. And Xavier Cooks will go and have a look at a couple, and they need these right now.
Yeah, these are huge. You have to box them out. That's the one part where you're weak is if you're in this zone, it's hard to find a man, but they've done a good job. Yeah, the Bulls have done a good job of keeping the majority of the Saints off the offensive rebounds. Xavier Cooks in this third and fourth quarter now has done a pretty good job.
First one doesn't roll. Crowd lets him know all about it. The Saints are 3-6. If they drop to 3-7, Brooke, can they make the top 6? At 3-7?
Can they and will they are very different questions. Can they? Absolutely. Will they? If they can't work out this 2-3 zone, I'm not sure.
Well, the pressure goes up yet another level as Xavier Cooks misses both from the Racine line. The Bulls score here.
Yeah, they're trying to find Corey.
Here he is.
And this is why.
Just cutting a path through the Saints. Corey Webster nearly got it back as well. What a game from Corey Webster. He's up to 24. And he was held reasonably quiet in the first quarter.
And dare I say it, I don't think he's done. I think he's going to score again.
He's not done. He's not done. Massive turnaround by the Bulls in this one. Mike Smith, he just can't get it going either. He has 15 in the game. I feel like he had 11 of those 15 very early as well.
Yep. He had 3 threes in that first quarter. Guy Malloy looking for timeout if they score here.
Well, it's a 10-point margin. Potts goes to the corner. There's Bennett Kyle, and that wasn't too far away. Bulls playing with confidence. Cooks. Hard pass for Nartai. Vidanovic, they need this to drop, and it does drop. Tom Vidanovic giving the Saints some life. Here's the replay. Well spotted up.
And it wasn't pretty, but what happened was they got to stop. Fortuitously, they got to stop. It wasn't great defense from the Saints, but they got to stop, which allowed them to get out and run. Xavier Cooks did what we talked about, get into the seams, found someone behind the defense. They need to box out, but then they found the shooter, Tom Vidanovic, who's been shooting well all game long.
Davidson got it back, and that led to that basket by Giddy Potts.
He was deep, he could have stepped in, but the way he shot that with confidence.
Well, you've been saying it all game, Brooke, talking about those offensive rebounds and the damage that the Bulls have done off those second chance.
But there is no way with the lineup that the Saints have, and I harp in on this, and maybe the reason I'm hard on them is because I know how good these guys are, is you have the likes of Xavier Cooks, Jordan Natai, Dane Samuel, Tom Vidanovic. We know how good they are. They know how to play the game of basketball. They have no excuses. They just need to box out. Vice versa on the other end, they need to go and get some boards of their own.
11 offensive rebounds to the Bulls today. There's some young Bulls fans. They're pretty happy at the moment.
Kale Robertson only has 4 rebounds. They're all offensive rebounds. It's just heart over hustle, You know
what they've done today, the Bulls? They were 19 down in this game. If you've just joined us, this team were 19 down, midway through the second? Close to. What they've done is they've got together and said, it's on us right now. The only people who can turn this around are those in this huddle in black singlets. We're the only ones. We either stand up now or we ride it off. And gee, they've come out and been impressive.
And they're doing this without their starting point guard, Jaden Bazan, who's in France at the moment. Denham Brook, who would, on average play 30-plus minutes for their team as well. So 2 of their leading candidates in this team aren't in the ballgame.
Just over a week ago, they were 2-4 on the season, on a 4-game losing streak. They've then gone and beaten the Giants, beaten the Rams, and they're about to take down the Saints.
Hey, I did say, and I've never once blown my own trumpet, but I did say Corey Webster welcomed into this team can change everything around.
I don't know, when you were talking about your cooking before, actually, you weren't blowing your own. You were going, it was reverse psychology.
That was it, brutally honest with that one. You got to own your truth sometimes.
Can the Saints get back into it? This zone is just strangling them. They had 34 in the first quarter. 34 they had. They've gone 35 for the rest of the game. Xavier Cooks.
I'm not good at math, but I'm going to chuck this one at you. It was 31-12 to the Wellington Saints. It's now 69-79 to the Franklin Bulls. What's that run there?
What are you asking me to do?
What's the run?
It's 38 to the Saints. And what did you say, 12?
12-79.
I'm going to go 67. 67-38.
Wow. Make that 39 and make it free throw.
Okay, all right, I'll just add that one there. There you go. Don't want to leave them one short. Xavier Cooks. Oh, second one. Did not look pretty at all. 9-point ball game. Still enough time for the Saints, but they're going to have to respond. They're going to have to answer the Bulls' charge.
They're going to have to do the job right here, right now. Defensively is where they're going to have to get this one done.
Leon Henry. In the end, the defense by Nartai was good enough So another stop needed by the Saints and delivered by the Saints. Now they have to get through this very effective Bulls zone. Dane has Rossetto to beat and beats him.
Hey, tough finish, and Dane Samuel he's a beast on the offensive end. But it was that easy, just a ball fake. He got to the rim, he did finish well. But if you ball fake, you get into the seams, and I'm harping here, but you, jeez.
Go on, say it. 26 points, Corey Webster.
He's good at basketball. We've talked about this. Absolute superstar.
The look on your face said it all. Another big basket from Corey Webster.
But just static here. They need a ball fake. Tom Vodanovic, good cut.
And he's going to lose it or not. Leon Henry will pick up the foul.
And that was a foul.
Yep.
That was definitely a foul. But you got to commend and
look at this. Corey Webster.
Oh, that's tough. Professional scorer. He's an absolute professional scorer. You got to commend the defense there from Leon Henry. Just, staying active, forcing the action.
11 assists for Webster as well. Saints are going to struggle to hold this. Bulls come up with it. Another steal.
And another turnover.
13 steals in the game for the Franklin Bulls. And with 3:45 to go, they are on their way to what looked an unlikely victory. Here's Giddy Potts. That looked great off the hand, and look at the emotion from the new man in the Cells NBL, Giddy Potts.
Welcome to the league. ISO play, ran that thing down, 20 plus seconds.
And back the other way, Vodanovic has missed by a long, long way. Don't hold that against him,
no,
though,
not at
because
all.
early he could not miss. Look at this, Giddy Potts on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
Ran it down to the 5-second mark.
He really struggled with his shot early, didn't he?
He got it going, though.
Got it going. Speaking of going.
Oh, no, he's had it going. He's been good.
Does he find Rossetto? Yes.
The interesting thing...
Uh-oh.
No way.
Oh, it wasn't far away, Brooke.
The interesting thing will be how will it work when Jaden Bazant gets back. You got Corey Webster, dominant ball handling point guard.
Yeah.
You got Jaden Bazant, dominant ball guard. Needs the ball in his hand.
Now, foul on Corey Webster. He's hurt himself here. I think knee-on-knee action. Let's just keep an eye on this. I think it was a clash of knees. We'd have to see the replay, but it looked like that's what it was. Just hobbling off now, Corey Webster.
That's one of those ones he'll walk off. He'll be all right. But yeah, going back to it, you got Corey, Jaden Bazant, and now Giddy Potts in there. 3 exceptional guards in your backcourt.
Game clock is just going to reset.
If they can find a rhythm to run with, they can find a rhythm of finding the right guy, each guy getting their shot. If they can put it all together, they're going to be tough.
Yep.
And Corey Webster's just proven his worth.
Well, they're just resetting the game clock. Looks like a 2:46. I reckon Morgan Maskell was asking for it to go down to about 1 minute 10.
He thought this game was over.
Saints get the timeout. They're down by 12.
And good, in my opinion, good timeout from Guy Malloy here.
Let's just see. We'll put a little bit of pressure on the production crew. I wonder if we can bring the ladder up at the moment, because the ladder tells a really big story about the importance of this game this afternoon. There it is. So look at the Bulls in 6th, 4-4. They were 2-4 before getting a double down south. The Saints 3-6. They've actually won 2 of their last 3. They lost to the Giants on Friday night. But I was talking before about head-to-head Bulls, Airs, Saints. The Saints got a win against the Airs a couple of weeks ago by 11. The Bulls now look like they're going to get this first one against the Saints. Mate, look, points are everything because they clash again next week. Saints could win next week by more than what they lose by today if they are to lose, and they've got head-to-head on the Bulls. So I hope you're keeping up with me
so
here.
Is it Tuesday? Is it Thursday? What day was it? No, I'm still with you.
This is how tight it all is.
But how good is this for the Cells NBL?
Right.
This is the product of basketball that you want. This is the type of basketball that you want. You welcome back a Corey Webster we haven't seen in this league for a few years right now, and he's showing the product that he can put out there. But just in terms of the Cells NBL and the basketball players that we have in this league, as I look at the Saints come out here and Xavier Cooks, finals MVP of the Cells NBL, the Australian NBL. Jordan Ngatai has been a Tall Black for years and years and years. Dane Samuel has been a Tall Black and he's only 23 years old. Tom Vodanovic, seen what he's done. Mike Smith out here is Jimmy Butler's best friend. You know, like, and that was only one team I talked about. The level of basketball in the Sal's NBL this year is great.
Samuel. Oh. Well, Leon Henry matched him stride for stride there. The skipper. He's been involved in everything today as well. 8.7 rebounds. Davidson, his second quarter really got them going as well. Giddy Potts. Here is Davidson. He's already drained a couple. And they come up with it again. Look who picks it up. Corey Webster.
The man of the moment.
28 in the game, 11 assists, 4 steals. You can see the reaction from the Bulls bench. Corey Webster. Vodanovic comes up short. And I'm prepared to call the ball game at 14. The margin under 2 minutes.
One thing I found extremely impressive from the Bulls, besides from this 2-3 zone that they've sat on and managed to get this ball game back, is they played this pace, or this ball game, sorry, at their pace.
Here they go again. Another steal. They got the numbers, 3-on-2. Henry, Samuel's there, but Leon Henry, all the experience of, what, 18, 19 seasons? Here it is on replay. And it's a very, very happy Stockyard right now. The lead's at 16. 35-point turnaround. Ngatai, Cooks is fouled. And even when they look like they're going to get a gimme underneath the basket, the Bulls find a way to make it tough.
Man. I'm almost lost for words. And you know that very rarely happens.
Very rarely happens, Brooke Roscoe. Well, the Saints are going to head back to the capital tonight. Look at that.
Close the doors, everyone. Close the doors.
They've lost confidence. They've just completely lost confidence.
This right here can be the pivot of the Saints season, though. They can go one or two ways from here. They can shut up shop and call it a season right now, or their next game, they come out and they prove what they can do against the 2-3 zone, or any zone in general, show that they got some fight, show that they got some mongrel, show how smooth they can play this game of basketball, or their season's on the line.
I don't think it's an or. I think the season is on the line. That's too easy. Anzac Rosetto and Giddy Potts, new teammates, working well in tandem. Here's Mike Smith. That one's well off as well. There's going to be some soul searching. There's no doubt about it. They led this one by 19. They're now down by 17. On Friday night against the Giants, they led by 15 and they lost by 3.
Who takes over this team? One person just needs to put their hand up and take control of this team.
Well, it's going to have to start. Well, it's going to have to start from next week,
yep,
because it's too late now. Dying seconds of this game. The Bulls have been quite incredible. Unbelievable. How's this win from the Bulls today? And they know about head-to-head points right there because they wanted to manufacture a late shot. 17-point winners. The Franklin Bulls were down 31-12 in this game. 31-12. And they have got up with an amazing performance. Since quarter time, a 71-39 run. 71-39 since quarter time. So many stars in this game. Corey Webster, 28 points, 12 assists, 4 steals. Giddy Potts took a while to get going, but once he did get going, he showed what he's going to bring to the Sal's NBL this season. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 massive triples. Anzac Rosetto, 14 points. Isaac Davidson, His second quarter, fantastic, 10 points. So much to like about what the Bulls have done in the last couple of weeks. And you've got to start talking about the impact of Corey Webster. Since he's come into this team, they've broken a 4-game losing streak and gone on their own 3-game winning streak. Have a look at this. They're all involved. The coaches, the staff, the reserves, the players. Webster 28, Vidanovic 28. Morgan Maskell having a chat. We'll quickly go through the stats before picking up a couple of interviews. Mike Smith, good early. Really out of it after that. Xavier Cooks just couldn't get going. The rebounds, Vidanovic with 13, Cooks with 12. Look at the assists, Corey Webster, wow. What a game. And the steals. They were all over at the Bulls. 14 steals in the game. We're going to head down to Brooke Rusco in just a moment. Happy scenes here in the stockyard for this one. Big double in the Sal's NBL. And I reckon we got the star of the show, Corey Webster. Here's Brooke Rusco.
All right, we welcome in the man of the moment here. You've been back for 3 games, 3 wins, 28 points, over 10 assists, 4 steals tonight. How are you feeling being back in the league?
Man, it's great to be back in the league. It's great to see the young talent coming through. I think it's my job now to give back to these young guys and teach them the things that I learned coming up. I'm proud of the way we protected home court tonight against a talented team.
You have to run it back against them next week. You guys did a great job of sitting in that 2-3 zone. They're going to try and work that out and pick that apart. How do you guys come back again next week?
Yeah, I think it's at the defensive end again. You know, they're talented. They shoot the ball really well. We can lock in on those shooters. Our offense will be fine.
You welcomed in Giddy Potts. You know, you welcomed in into the backcourt with you as well. What'd you make of Giddy Potts?
Hey, he's a great player. That was his first game in after flying in a couple of days ago. Once he gets his fitness up and his legs back, he's going to be great.
Hey, we're so glad to have you back in the league, that's for sure. And thank you, bro. Good luck for the rest of the season.
What a game. Corey Webster averaging 28 points a game. Well, he was averaging 7.5 assists a game coming into this one. Had 12 dimes in this one as well. And I think we are going to catch up with Giddy Potts, who has come in for his first game in the Sal's NBL and delivered some highlights. Here he is with Brooke.
Giddy Potts, welcome into the league. You only just got into the country. That is a huge win for you boys. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. My body ain't aching like I thought it would be, but I'm feeling pretty good.
You had an impressive performance there, right there. You showed your range. You showed you could get into the lane, but also, you know, teaming up with the backcourt of Corey Webster right there. Dynamic. How you feeling about that?
He's a great player. He's amazing. He's one of the best guards I ever played with. But just this backcourt, it's going to be fun. The whole season, it's going to be fun.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, you just got into the league. What can we expect from you, you know, for the remainder of this year?
Just a dog. Like, on both sides of the floor, I play hard as I can. Every minute I'm on the floor. That's mainly it.
Well, you're welcomed into this team with a 17-point win against the storied franchise of the Wellington Saints. Welcome to the league.
Thank you.
There you go. Very happy with their new recruit, the Bulls. And of course, as Brooke said, Jaden Bazant to come back in, Denham Brooke as well. And who would have thought, not that long ago, they were 2-4 on a 4-game losing streak. They've won their last 3. They have sent a clear warning across the Sal's NBL with this victory today. They head down to the capital next week to take on this team yet again. And right now, it is a dejected looking Saints team as Brooke rejoins me. Gotta love that from Giddy Potts. I'm just a dog.
I'm just a dog. You know, when you stand next to him, he's big. He seems
Big
strong. And
Big
you're right,
unit.
played like a dog out there.
He did.
And just smart too. You know, he's just come into this game, and you know, when you're an import, you always want to make your mark, right? You have 15 points on the ball game, but he knows that he's playing with someone in an elite caliber type of player, and Corey Webster, and he just played off him exceptionally well.
Hey, we'll get some close-ups here of the Saints. I just want you to have a look at the Saints at the moment, because the look on their faces, just about says it all.
The question is how? How do they turn this season around? Because we've talked about it and we've harped on it. They're in a talented squad on paper from all accounts, everything that I've heard. They get along extremely well off the court.
There they are.
Just defensively, how can they put this thing together? Because we saw in the first quarter.
Yeah.
At one point, they had 31 points and the Bulls had 12. They were out, they were flowing, they were running, they were looking good. It was easy.
Yeah.
How can they maintain that for 4 quarters? If they can, because we've talked about this, if they can get into the playoffs, if they can find a rhythm in this back end of the season, no one wants to play them.
No, it is pain and anguish at the moment, but they're still in there. They're still in the ring, and they've got to keep boxing on. I want to leave you with this, Brooke. Quarter time in this game today, the Saints led the Bulls 30-19, and at one stage it was 31-12.
Yeah,
it was a 19-point lead. Since quarter time, the Bulls went on a 71-39 run to win by 17. Quite amazing.
And that would have all been from that zone. So the next question is, they play each other again. That's the next chance that they get to
Next
go
week,
toe to
next
toe.
Sunday, I think.
They see each other.
Yep.
You know what the Bulls are going to do. The way they turn this game around, sitting in that zone, they're going to come back out. Yeah, they may have some variations of things, but I would say the majority of it, of what they're going to do is they're going to sit in this zone and make the Saints beat them until they can. How can the Saints go away this week, work out how to destroy that zone, pick that zone apart, or else the Bulls are going to take another one in Wellington.
And head-to-head, they're down by 17. Let's not forget that. They
need to blow it out.
They are now down by 17 against the Bulls. Amazing scenes here this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed it. The Saints have got some soul-searching to do, no question. They head back to the capital tonight. They have to regroup very, very quickly, and they're going to find some answers, not only for their own performance, but how they can go about breaking down zones, because that clearly is an Achilles heel that we're seeing in season 2022. The reigning champions of the NZNBL are on the ropes, and the Bulls are on the charge. They get this one by 17. We're only halfway done on a Sunday in the NZNBL. Stick with us. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank, they are warming up the tonsils. The Sharks and the Jets are coming up. Brooke Rusco, as always, mate, been a pleasure. We'll catch up with you again next week. If you're a Bulls fan, it's a happy, happy Sunday.